What's up, Bjorn?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
We forgot to talk about something last week.
What did we forget to talk about, Bjorn?
We've got T-shirts, and I was wearing it the entire time. It's hard to remember to talk about something that you're currently wearing.
That's true, because it's not in your line of sight. Because I had already forgotten about that, and we talked about it 5 minutes ago before we started recording.
Like, we should really talk about these T-shirts that we have.
We do. We have these T-shirts, limited run.
Yep, I did.
Full-size run.
If you want, you can go to my Instagram. I posted a pantsless version of it.
Yeah,
of me,
follow.
no
If
pants.
you don't already, follow Bjorn. He's at SkateCub on Instagram.
I was gonna change it to my name, and then I was like, nah, I like this. I'm gonna keep it.
You're like, nah, I don't like having a career.
I don't like having a career. No. Actually, it was like I couldn't come up with a combination that was like my name. It was all taken. And I was like, well, I didn't when I set it up, I didn't know.
Dude, and that's weird because you have an unconventional name, and so do I with my last name.
Right.
But when I tried to type in Nick Scalzone, like 6 years ago when I made a fucking Instagram, it wasn't there.
Wait,
I couldn't get Nick Scalzone.
Yeah.
I had to get Nick Scalzone _94. And then I was like, that's dumb. And so I changed it to Nicholas.Scalzone. And that's my shit, my personal now.
Was it just a guy named Nick who's really into like Italian food?
It must be.
It's always like if you look
but
it up.
But he only wanted one. He wasn't selling multiple calzones. Yeah. He maybe just made
He's like,
one.
no, this is my shit, dude.
He made one and then put it on Instagram, one photo of his calzone, and then he walked away.
Yep.
I think that must
Gotta
be
pick
it.
your lane, dude. Gotta pick your lane.
I don't know why I'm sticking with it, to be totally honest. Should I change it? Let's just
no,
talk about this.
You
now.
know, I said that, and then I just remembered listening to a show the other day, and the person was like, pictures of me taking a dump or something like that was their at.
Yeah.
And
you should change that.
It was like, no, it was like a woman comedian, and it was just like, it started as a bit. Like it was like, yeah, social media, whatever, who cares? And it was just like, it was like pictures of her shoes in the bathroom, like, and then she did talk about it on the show. I for the life of me, I can't remember the name, her name or her actual at, but it was one of those things. It's like, yeah, I don't know, it's been going on for too long. But she did say she was like taking meetings in LA, and she would like the people would be like, yeah, what's your Instagram handle? And she's like, my feet while I'm dumping or something like that. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of like, I like when it's not just straightforward business as usual. At the same time, I think you got to be careful with like the punny stuff.
Totally.
So
I made it so long ago. It was like, it was just like mostly pictures of me skateboarding.
Yeah.
I wasn't even planning on using it for comedy or anything else.
I feel like those things changed too. Cause like when they first came out, wasn't it coming up with a fun handle was like half of it, and now it's like everyone is just their name.
It wasn't. Instagram was just posting pictures for your friends. It wasn't supposed to be
like a money making endeavor
thing. And then it shifted, and like I honestly started my Instagram with my iPod Touch because I didn't even have a smartphone. Like it was on my iPod Touch, and I just like posted pictures that I took on that, which was very rare that I had a photo. Yeah, it was very. I had to be like on a thing. Now this reminds me of something. Okay. Did you ever like your first email? Did you do something crazy?
Nope. My first email was a name.
Terry, did you do something weird on your first email, or an email that was like crazy?
Hold on. Are we gonna say email? Because I'm pretty sure that I had a AOL Instant Messenger before I had email.
Okay. Was it like something wild with like?
It wasn't wild. It was like it was super whack.
Did it have the number 69 in it?
No, but it did have 13 in it.
What was it?
I was Rage 13T on AOL Instant Messenger.
TEA or
no,
TEE?
just the letter T.
Oh, the letter T.
That was it. Because Rage 13 was taken, and that's what I wanted. I was super into Rage Against the
Machine.
And
why the 13?
Because it was like my favorite number. I thought it was cool. I thought it was badass.
You were like, dude, I could fight back against the
There's no floors.
Yeah, I was like, daring to be different.
Yeah.
And then T, it was legitimately, I was like 11-year-old or something. I was like, push the T button on the thing. What was yours?
My first email, I thought it was so funny, and I actually used it for like a while. I thought it was funny to I misread something, and I was like, because I was looking at the ats that you could do, like, because you could do like at AOL or at whatever, and I was like, I misunderstood because my friend was helping me set it up.
Yeah.
The at was write me, like WRITE @.me. Was
Okay.
it write me? But I thought he said write knee, like your knee.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be funny. My email was left_knee at write me or .me. That was my email for a long ass time.
Left me at right.me.
Yes, at write me, and I thought it was so funny.
That was there's this
You've
old
grown as a comedian.
I have grown so much. It made me laugh.
That's fair.
I don't know how old I was when I did
Was that a thing that you had to like explain a lot?
Yeah, and then like that was the only email that I had for a long time, and that was like my eBay email that I used to like buy stuff. Like,
I created my first email account when I was like 15 years old,
oh really?
and I just still use it.
Dude, I used this email until I got to college, and college just gave you an email.
Right, but it's an at montana.edu.
Yeah, it was like, and then Gmail had, because at first to get a Gmail account, somebody had to ask you to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's
I missed that
invites.
whole thing.
It was invite, so it was super early, and somebody gave me an invite. And I remember I had one, and my uncle was like, "Oh my God, can you please give me? Have you used all of your?" He was like, he really wanted one.
Really wanted a Gmail.
He wanted to get into that Gmail game, and he
Yeah.
didn't know anybody. He was like hounding me.
That was like that 1 week this year when Clubhouse
Oh
tried
my
to take
God.
off.
Mm-hmm. What
It was
happened with
fun.
that? I think I had the app still.
Yeah, I think either
never
me or
deleted
David
it.
gave you an invite.
Yep.
It was really stupid. That app was dumb.
I know next to nothing about Clubhouse other than it seems like it wasn't designed for me.
I don't know who it was designed for. It was basically you just had like a speakerphone conversation with a group of
Right.
people, or mostly you could listen in when like important people had a speakerphone conversation with each other.
And I think like that's the thing. I'm like,
It's like a weird live podcast.
yeah, but then it was also I think the appeal for a lot of people is the same reason why I didn't really bang with it. Was like, yo, I just straight up do not give a shit what Kevin Hart has to say when he's not working. Like,
I'd like to hear him on a podcast, but I don't.
But that's work. That's the difference. Is like I think it's
if
like
he's actually shooting the shit. If he's shooting the shit with another comic, I would love to listen.
But I think that's work.
that'd be
I
fun.
think a lot of the Clubhouse stuff was just like people would just log on and be like bullshitting about whatever. I think it was also there was a lot of people that were like self-appointed experts on things who were like, "Hey, internet, I know y'all are dumb as hell, and you're if I talk the right way, you're gonna be impressed."
Yeah,
And
I would have been.
Here's the reason I didn't like it, because we did a couple open mics.
We did an open mic
They did
on it.
open mics on it.
That face is.
Boo!
It
Boo! We need
It
a
was-
boo button.
Yeah,
it was
where's
kind
the-
of fun, like one time, and then like the second time I did it, I was like, "This is the last time."
Dude, you know
I'm
why it
doing
was
this.
fun? Because we did it in here.
We were hammered.
And I was pretty. Yeah, we were pretty drunk.
I
I
was
was
a
drunk.
little buzzed. You were hammered.
I was done. So,
yeah.
but we had an actual audience because it was us and then David.
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is I was pissed about it because I tried to hook the soundboard because I wanted to get these mics
Yeah.
and I just wanted to blow everybody's minds with, but there was no way. You had to use your iPhone, and then you couldn't have, because of there is no headphone jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes over so we couldn't listen to it and be on it at the same time. Because,
You're trying to get too high tech. Yeah.
right. And I even have a splitter, and that still didn't
Yeah,
work.
Bjorn was plugging plugs into all
I was
sorts
like,
of plugs. It
I was like,
wild.
why?
And
doesn't-
wasted, right?
Yeah, I was wasted.
Yeah, it's like I plugged this in there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to get our
there.
our mixing board in so that we could all be on our mics
Uh-huh.
on the thing,
Yeah,
and
we
it
were
would
gonna
sound good because it sounds like garbage because everyone's just talking into their
Right.
phones. And
The thing that was funny is like most of the comics on there literally did their material
Mm-hmm.
like as if they were on stage, and like people could see their facial expressions. So it just sounded like a nice quiet monologue.
Yeah.
Except for our
Except for
sets,
us.
which were just bananas with just, it sounded like
David-
we were having a party in
Right.
here.
Yeah, Bjorn was over here just laughing his dick off, and then David did impressions of like 10 comedians, and I just yelled about something. I don't know what I did, but I came in hot.
David
that
did
first day.
his jokes, but he did the same joke in like several different comedians' voices.
Because David's amazing
Oh,
at doing
gotcha.
voices.
So it was like he did it,
It was pretty fucking funny.
and it was really funny because it was like it was his actual joke,
Mm-hmm.
but he was like doing it as like a spot on.
But was
like
he also
Mitch
like,
Hedberg
was he
or-
nailing like the affectation and
yeah.
like
yeah, and he changed his joke, so it was just like
he would like tweak it so when he does the Chris Rock one, he like repeats the punchline 10 times and like
yeah, that kind of thing. Like, yeah, he did. I think he did Hedberg. He did.
yeah.
He did Mulaney.
He does a really good Mulaney.
Mhm.
He does a really good Mitch Hedberg, and then the other one was that comic that Mike Birbiglia. He does a really good Mike Birbiglia.
You know who else does a good Mulaney? Olivia Wilde, apparently.
Really?
Do y'all know about like?
No,
Is that
Olivia Munn?
Olivia Munn? Yeah.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant with his kid,
Mhm.
and so I'm curious to hear. Are y'all you're familiar
I'm not.
apparently with this situation?
Yeah, John Mulaney relapsed, did a bunch of blow, and then
Knocked up
cheated on
somebody?
his wife with Olivia Munn, and now he's with her instead of his.
Have you
That's
seen
why-
like all the screenshots of Olivia Munn like tweeting at him, being like, "Oh, you can make it through this. Like, you got it, John."
Oh, boy.
So I guess I should say for the listeners who maybe aren't
I don't
up
know
to
if
date,
he cheated on his wife. Actually,
I believe that he did, but I think that it was well established that his wife was a giant piece of shit.
was she?
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. Because like that's been the discourse that I saw. Like I have not. I'm like surface level only. The shit comes in my TL, and I'm like, oh, whoa, that's wild.
I didn't know that. All I know is that this girl that I've been hanging out with, she's a big fan of John Mulaney, or was, and then she's like mad at him because he's like, all of his jokes were about how wholesome he was and how like him and his wife, how much he loved his wife, and then he fucking cheats on his wife. I was
There's
like,
comedy for you.
yeah.
Don't ever let her find out about WWE and the fact that they are putting it on for the show. Yeah, no, the Mulaney
Right.
thing's like, I don't know. It's goofy to me. That dude's funny. But I guess you know what? Fuck it. I'm with her on this one because I'm like,
He didn't have a fuckboy image, and he did a fuckboy move.
He did
Yeah.
If he'd had
He just needed to like do an hour of
Yeah.
like fuckboy material,
right,
and then
no, hold on.
Do
I'm
you
gonna
ever go
no.
to the club.
If he were to like come back and like wear a
when you're
leather
roofing a
jacket.
girl.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm trying to think of like.
I like that. That's your immediate. You're either like a sweetheart or a fucking criminal. You're either a rapist, or a
yeah.
nice person.
Girls, come home to my dungeon. I don't know what he would say.
Can he just be like a philanderer that doesn't rape people? Just like a regular one that just is a player?
I feel like he again, based on the information available to me at this moment, he's like a justifiable philanderer.
Yeah, he's now done some philandering. This seems
Yeah.
like philanderous behavior.
He's just like, you do the same thing if you're in my shoes, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe.
It's hard to know.
fucking knows?
I've not been not famous and then very famous and then
Olivia
I had
Munn's
a
not sliding in my DMs, bro.
coke
Like,
problem. And yeah, if Olivia Munn hit me up, I don't know how I would react. I've not been in that situation.
sounds like they're doing well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I wonder if his ex-wife got the dog or if he kept the dog.
What
He
kind
had a
of dog
French
is-
bulldog
French bulldog.
named Petunia, I think.
Oh, that sounds. Petunia.
I feel like he's probably
Get
got
over
bigger fish
here.
to fry at this point than like worrying
Yeah,
about
he may have given her
taking
custody
Petunia.
of the dog.
kid on the way. Who knows?
Mhm.
Roll over, Petunia.
Well, it's the first day of fall today.
It is the first day of fall.
We're drinking Busch Light Apple,
Dude,
and
we
we
are.
have a seasonal shoe.
Ooh.
It looks a little like a pumpkin. This is not the pumpkin colorway, but it should be called the pumpkin colorway. This is the Sacai LDWaffle Sacai X Clot X Nike LDWaffle.
Explain to me what's Sacai again. I
Sacai
just can't even.
It's just a brand. It's like Off-White. It's like
like a fashion brand.
yeah, it's a high fashion brand. It's
Okay.
Japanese. And
Okay.
their whole design language on these shoes, I'm wearing the Blazers right now, is they take two different shoes and they layer them on top of each other. These are a Dunk and a Blazer. See, because they've got like this thingamajig from the Dunk, and they have the Dunk swoosh and also the Blazer swoosh.
So can I guess what they combined for this one?
Yeah.
Is this a Cortez and a flip-flop?
No.
Like a shower sandal and
A slide.
a slide?
I believe
Hold on, a Cortez and a slide combined would be like Mexican superpower. Like all the cholos in Houston just like go SSJ and...
Because it looks like that's what it looks like to me. And it's even got the see-through.
Yeah, that's the Clot. That brand, Clot, is also a fashion brand. And their design language is to have something be
Ripstop
see-through.
nylon on it.
Well, something be see-through. They did some Air Max 1s earlier this year that literally had like see-through plastic on the toe. Which I like
remember
this.
those.
I like this a lot better than those. I didn't like that that full see-through window.
Yeah.
That's a little much. This at least is opaque.
You can...
Yeah, if you were to wear no socks, one would still be able to see your
Dude, you
toes
should never wear socks in these things.
and just make them smell like hell.
Nah, just put some things in it. What you got, Terry?
Can I pull this up? I don't know if
yeah, you
people are
can
gonna be
pop
able
it
to see
onto
it.
this screen.
So yeah, I was like curious. I'm like, oh, let me pull up the Sacai website, and I would describe these clothes. So this is from spring summer 21. I would say that these are clothes, and this is all based on like kind of my experience of talking and reading about fashion on the internet. These are clothes that like, if you know, there's like fashion people, they read a lot of subreddits, they like post fit pics and shit like that. These are the clothes that those people buy and look like shit in. Is that fair? Like you know, like this photo right here, we have like some like Phoebe Bridgers looking person, big old like fuck
Dead
off
eyes.
shit kickers, and these are. It reminds me of what was that clothing brand acronym or something like that? It was like it was Japanese like ninja clothes.
Yeah.
Oh,
acronym.
yeah.
They've done some collabs
And,
with Nike.
Like they did a drop crotch below the knees.
Yeah, well, they were definitely like very forward on the whole drop crotch wave. And the thing with acronym, Born, we've talked about this a little bit. Those clothes were like perfect for the guy that designed them, and he looked super cool. He looked like he was in like some like cyberpunk movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like I would see the people that buy them, and they're just like, "Yeah, man, urban ninja," and I'm like, "Bro, no, like you should have not bought that $1,200 jacket." These are this is like you need to make it work. You have to like wrestle these clothes into submission, and I feel like
that hat. Go back one.
Oh,
the
I don't
brim
know if I'm
is.
able to find it.
Maybe you could.
This one?
No, the hat. It's like one side of it is longer than the other.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That one.
Look at that. That curl. That's like it's like
that's a silly hat.
It's like cowboy hat on one side, and then on the side it's like a bucket.
Right, but during like one half of the day when the sun is at an angle, that hat is optimal.
I think
I really feel
if
like
you're at certain latitudes, that hat will come in clutch.
I also feel like this hat looks okay in just this photo. In any other angle would look bizarre.
Well,
or if you put it to the front. What if you put that big part in the front, you know?
Yeah, so then you have like an interesting take on a baseball cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you write suicidal tendencies under the
yeah. You could write it all huge.
Yeah, go find yourself a sticker and put it on there.
No, this is interesting, and it's cool to see the juxtaposition of like the clothes with what their collaboration with Nike looks like.
Yeah.
Now, and again, this is like a different season, but
how much are some of these pieces?
that they don't have prices on this website.
That guy looks like he's been at a festival for too long.
As far as I remember, like the T-shirts are usually in the $200 to $300 range, and then everything else is up from there. So like the pants are probably $600 or $800, and those
This
jackets
is
are like.
So this is the first one that I saw, and this is why I was like, oh, it's like acronym.
It's like a
it's a little wild.
It's like a sundress with like pulls.
This person looks like a depressed robot.
Well, they do carry.
Look at that would piss me off so bad.
I don't know if I
have
can-
to cuff my jeans and I'm upset.
Yeah.
I can't zoom in.
I
like
mean,
that.
this is all just fashion. It's all an art project.
Yeah, no. Let me make it
think
very clear. I am not hating on this company. I think this. I personally think all of this shit is sick as hell. I just think it's like
That one's Nick, look at this one.
It's like
Look
a
at
nice.
this one with the like long like mittens.
this is like
It
the
looks like she's
lobster
wearing-
look.
Yeah, no, the mittens really bring
She's
it
wearing
home.
smoking gloves.
This
That's-
one,
Chunky.
Dude, I would almost wear
Sweat.
that jacket. That jacket's wacky.
the jacket's
That's
out there.
fire.
I could see that jacket running with like Bjorn. You're a big fan of leopard print.
Oh yeah. No,
yeah, that's like-
I'd fuck with
as long as
every
that's
part of
real
this
fur.
jacket except for the collar.
As long as the fur
think
is
the
real,
collar's
so I
tight.
could piss off Portland.
Look at that thing.
Okay, that sweater's cool. That
yeah,
sweater
the
is
sweater's
cool.
fire. I
The
wouldn't wear.
Maybe
I
not
wouldn't
with
wear
that
a
dress.
dress
I wouldn't
'cause I
wear
don't
it
wear
with-
dresses.
I
but,
wouldn't
like,
wear it with the dress.
this is like a toned down version of the Young Thug album cover.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it is. I like Young Thug.
Yeah. Like
That's
the
funny.
all this shit to
Young
me is
Thug.
like it again, it's super sick, but like you cannot I don't think that you can just be like, all right, man, I'm balling on a budget. I'm gonna get like one piece. Like, no. You
Now-
gotta kind of like get the look.
Nick, how
Mhm.
tall are you?
5'6.5".
And how tall are you when you wear these?
I don't know. I haven't tried them on.
I feel
but,
like that's a solid inch and a half that you're adding to your height.
probably in
Where we got that tape? Oh, the tape
Maybe,
measure's
yeah.
in the other room.
inch
It's
to inch and a half.
inch and a half of like.
These are the Tom Cruise lifts.
Yeah,
I guess,
These
I
are the-
guess I'm
yeah.
keeping them. I like
Yeah.
to. I'd like to. Be
I would have
taller.
been stoked on these in
Mm.
middle school when all my friends were tall enough to ride the go-karts and Bjorn was not. And I did cut a flip-flop and I duct taped it to the bottom
So
of
are
my
you-
shoes.
the whole flip-flop
glued-
thing-
I glued it.
The flip flop thing comes from the fact that it's got this big extra piece of foam. with
Tell me
this,
that
like-
doesn't look like
Well, so no. I'm
It
looking
does
at it,
look
and
a bit like an extra, like a flip flop was added into.
I
a
would
shoe.
say, remember, we have some lovely listeners who might not be able to see this
Oh, okay.
on camera. So what I was going to say is, Bjorn, you're talking about like it's kind of like if you ever got masubi, right? They put Spam in between sushi rice, and the Spam just kind of like sticks out a little bit. Like
Yeah.
it-
Oh, maybe that's what inspired.
it's
this.
not trimmed down to be flush with the profile, or not the profile, with like just the other
Mhm.
parts of the shoe. It's,
Yeah, there's like and this is a design that's been out for a couple of years.
And see, I worked in some production stuff with like
Okay.
I made like skateboards and I made snow skates, and this is the kind of stuff I spent all day trimming off. And so for some reason, for me and my brain just goes like, I need it to like, I just want to take a bandsaw
Right.
to it and then sand
You're
it
just
for 2
annoyed that
hours.
somebody else got to go home.
I don't-
2 minutes early because they didn't have to cut these
Yeah.
pieces off.
I do love the
You
idea
had
of
to
the
stay late at
production
the
people
shop.
being like, are you sure?
I have a sneaking suspicion that probably takes longer to produce than actually
I
like.
bet it does to get it because it's still sanded and finished and everything.
Yeah.
I would also argue that, and I'd have to see them side by side, but I think if you did make it flush with the shoe, it would look absurd. It would look like orthopedic shoes.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right.
Because that was the way, we've talked about this before too. When I was a kid, like when I was in elementary school, middle school, I thought that Air Forces looked whack. I
Mhm.
still kind of think that they're a little strange because they have that gigantic heel. Like
Yeah,
it
that's-
swoops up.
That's what I don't like about Forces too. Is I feel like the sole is too thick,
Yep.
and then I feel like the shoe is like too narrow of a profile. Like it doesn't. Something about it. It feels like,
Like too pointy.
yeah,
in the
like a
toe?
little too skinny and tall.
Well, I'll let you know when I cop some next time I go to the employee store because I've been saying for years that I'm going to get both a pair of white ones and a pair of black ones for the winter.
And wear one of each.
No. Those,
That'd be kind of cool. I
That-
forget what two shoes they layered. To get back to that, I know one of them is the waffle. I don't know what the other one is.
What is the
It's
Nike
called the
waffle?
LDWaffle. Yeah, I think Nike makes
Now-
a shoe called the Waffle.
Yeah, the waffle was like an old running one. It's like
Yeah.
some
So-
Prefontaine shit.
To me, these look like a Cortez, and I'm not a fan of the Cortez. I'm just
Okay.
not.
I
I
could
don't
see
know
the
why.
Cortez vibe.
I
I'm
think
not sure if the Cortez is one of the shoes.
It's
that was
sorta
involved
like
in this.
in that vein of like the Pumas. I'm
Yeah,
not-
it kind of got a little bit of an old school soccer shoe type of vibe.
Yeah. Or what's the really popular Adidas
Samba.
Sambas.
Sambas?
Yeah.
Kind of has like a samba
Yeah.
feel to it. I guess should I just break down?
Yeah, yeah. Tell
Bjorn's?
me everything you hate
I
about
love
that shoe.
I love the orange swoosh because it's
Mhm.
like a I didn't notice it until I had it
like
in hand.
a fake snake skin.
It's like a snake skin, and I'm just like, yeah. Like I like that. I love. I love the orange color of it, and I love the orange juxtaposed. I'm just making up new words.
Yeah, it's okay.
With the burgundy, that little pop of green. I like the colorway. Like I love this colorway, but I just hate the silhouette. So I would never get them. But color wise, love it. I love the gum sole. I like this. I do like this color a lot, and I like these these mixed textures of suede, and I hate the see-through. That can just go
the see-through isn't
right
my
out.
favorite.
I'm not a fan. I appreciate it, but I'm not a fan. Now and the double laces on this one is pretty sick. I actually do like it. The double tongue, I just is so dumb. I just can't.
I feel like they have to do the double tongue because they did double swoosh, they did double laces, they did double everything else. You can't do a single tongue.
Can't just
I don't know.
call it a day. I mean, you can't. I understand, and it's a burgundy and an orange tongue, both. And then we were talking about it's an unfinished and then a finished tongue, which is an interesting choice.
The front tongue has the unfinished
because these are both unfinished.
But the back tongue has the little thingamajig sewed on top.
I do think the unfinished tongue on these is a lot less noticeable because it's a thinner tongue. Like even with those
great big obnoxious tongues.
Yeah, like the ones that you're wearing right now, it has like the blazer and the dunk tongues, and they're like, so for the folks at home again, they're like just cut at the top and you can see the foam. I'm wearing my whatchamacallits. The Blazer Low polar ones, and they did the same thing. I think it's cool. I think it's like a cool callback. When I asked the folks at Nike, I was like, yeah, what was the deal with this?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, yeah, it's just kind of like an old school, like, athletic shoe thing.
They used to do that?
It's just, it kind of is evocative of like those 70s, 80s, like running shoes. Like before, we had factories that made really polished shoes. It's probably that's how I'll say it. I got a question for the two of you though. So, and I'm sorry, I'm not up to date on like all of the components of the shoe. How do we feel about the green that runs under like the lace reinforcement?
I like it. I like that they added that green in there. I didn't notice that until I had them in hand, and it made me like them more.
That's exactly what, like when you handed me that, I was like, oh shit. Oh,
that green.
Yeah.
Right? That's a nice little bit of green. I didn't see that there. Yeah, I bought these Nike on the sneakers app. I just got a notification randomly one morning that was like, you have early access. And so I just gave them my money immediately. And
I got that notification too, and I was just like,
for these?
The fuck am I going to buy these?
For this same pair?
For these same ones. I was like, come on! I really wanted those dunks.
And you knew for a fact that if I'd gotten... Like, did you, as soon as you saw that, think, Nick probably got that too?
No, I was thinking, I yelled at my phone. I was like, come on, Nike. I wanted the off-white dunks.
Oh.
Which
Not
I also
this
got.
Bullshit. Can I respond to your notification?
Like, no, try
no,
again.
I would like the dunks, please.
Yeah, that explains why the price of these is so low. I think they must have given these to, like, everybody.
Yeah, where they were not doing well, so they just
I think they must have just done massive stock numbers in this colorway.
I do have to say though, a lot of times I think Nike has a swing and the miss on colorways, like where they don't quite get the colorway right, and I think color wise they got all of the blocking on this right.
Yeah,
that's my opinion of this one.
I do really like the colorway. I'm gonna keep these because they're not worth that much, and also they are pretty cool. And I do like the Sacais. Yeah. That's the thing. I've got the blazer, these blazers. I've also got the blazer lows.
We got to get you one of those weird sweaters.
Yeah, dude. Get me as many of those as you want. I'll wear all of those at the same time. But I like all the Sacai shoes that I've seen and that I have. Like, the quality is really nice. The details are really nice. I don't know. I think they do a pretty good job of putting them together, picking good materials, and making them look cool. So,
I'm curious, Terrence, would you wear these?
So I was just thinking about that. So for those of you who maybe missed the episode that where I was the guest, you know that I'm not like a sneakerhead like hype guy. I think this, would I buy them? Probably not. Right. If they were like, yo, we got you these shoes, I I think this is like about as far outside of the lines that I would color when it comes to some of like, and I will say that I do appreciate this. Now that people are saying like, okay, it's not just colorways, we're gonna do some stuff that's like different in terms of materials, in terms of construction, in terms of silhouette. I think like the first thing that I saw that I was just like, whoa, I can't believe they let you do that, was like the Travis Scott like reverse swoosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, wow, I did not think Nike was going to let you fuck with a brand like that, but okay. And I thought it was cool because of that. With these, I think I would definitely wear them, and I would be ready for somebody to be like, yo, what's good with the you know,
what are those?
the flip-flop in the middle of your shoe?
They heel flip so good.
I would say this, if in the absence of the orange like kind of mid section, I definitely would. As like some daily driver shits.
Yeah.
The one question I have in response though is, because there's a couple things that I noticed when I was holding them. How do we feel about the roller skate break on the toe?
Honestly, one of my least favorite details on the shoe. I wish they didn't do that.
I should have talked about it a little bit.
It's got a couple little knobs sticking out of the toe.
I don't know why I like it.
I don't like that. I wish they just eliminated those two knobs and just had the gum sole wrap around. I would prefer that look. But
the extra knobs.
They look like little like Lego bricks that they just like slapped on there. Also, my question to you, Nick, because you've worn these.
I haven't.
So, you have. Oh yeah,
these
are.
I kind of want to try them on.
We'll try them on.
How do we think that those soles are going to perform?
As far as
traction, like wearability.
Honestly, I think they'll be pretty good. They seem like they got a bunch of knobs on them and feels like reasonable rubber. I don't know. I'm
curious to see what it's, and I want to know where they pulled the design inspiration for that, because typically you'll see kind of a more, not with that style, but you'll see something that's like a little more like flat, basically. Those look like a fucking dirt bike tire to me. And I can see them performing it really well in certain situations, but that was the follow up from my roller skate brake.
Yeah,
knobs on the front.
You can almost read the bearskin branding.
You do have to be careful what socks you wear with these.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to wear all black socks in these
because it does look bizarre with
yeah.
Like,
I don't like that see-through either. I wish that wasn't part of these shoes.
Not a fan.
But what if
I'll still wear them because I can just
all
fix
black.
That,
but
see, I'm going the other direction. Like I just got some like Huff socks, and they're just like all over, not all over print, like super tiny, but they have dandelions all over them. And I could see something like that being cool if there is like a somewhat decipherable pattern under the shoe, or even like with these socks that I have on right now, for those of you who can't see, which is everyone because I'm not on camera, they're just like black and white stripe.
Yeah, I think the stripes
like offset.
could work. Something that'll complement the design.
Yeah.
And work with the colorway. Like you don't want to go with a crazy color that just really doesn't match.
Yeah, you can't just throw any sock.
Yeah, but it's definitely gonna like mute whatever it is. So you're not gonna see fine detail. When we say they're see-through, it's like a opaque.
It's opaque, but it's pretty see-through.
It's opaque is like absolutely not see-through. It's like, I would say, like if I was an illustrator, this is like
what percent?
This is like a 20% transparency.
20%.
Like you can see 20% of what's going on behind it.
Sure. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty stoked on them. I think they're cool. They're fun. I haven't gotten a pair of this silhouette yet.
I want to mention the fit. They're pretty narrow.
They are a little narrow.
They're pretty pointy, narrow, true to fit. I mean, like my toe was
size on a 10.
My foot was hitting the end of these.
They kind of fit like an Air Max.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
That's what I thought when you first pulled one out. I was like, oh, and then we started talking about it. I was like, okay, no.
Yeah, they fit like an Air Max. So for anybody that's trying to buy some LD waffles, that's how
sometimes
they fit.
The tough thing about like any kind of hype sneaker. I found where it's like you really should do your research. Like those 6s. I was so surprised.
Yeah, because you said those fit giant.
I could wear like a 9 in those. I swear I could go a whole size down. Like, my big foot is swimming, and so my small foot is even more swimming. So I don't love wearing them. Like, and they fit like a hockey skate.
Do either of you know why that happens?
I have a guess. As someone who has a company that works with factories, you send them stuff, you get samples, and then sometimes they just do stuff.
Yeah, but the difference is you don't own the factories. And I know that Nike doesn't own every single factory.
Like I'm the smallest fish. I'm like one of the smallest customers, so they can kind of jerk me around a little bit. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, they sent diagrams. Like, how is it that it's? I mean, that's the first Jordan that I've gotten that's like so far off.
I had to size up a size and a half when I bought Nike basketball shoes. I bought PG3s, and I wear a 9, and I had to buy them in 10.5. And when I was trying them on, like I was at the employee store, and I was like, oh, let me try the Freaks, let me try this, let me try that. I had to size up in every single basketball shoe by almost a full size.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Because I know that Air Maxes, I have to size up at least a half size, maybe a full size.
Yeah.
Like, because I like the Air Max 90s, and I have to size up. But the thing is that there's still like a little bit of room in the toe. It's just the width of them for me.
Well, and I was going to say that's the thing for me is like I would understand if it's like, oh, this is a narrow shoe versus a wide shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like heel to toe distance, like my toes should not be curling because they're so crowded when I try on a 9 or a 9.5 in basketball. But what were you going to say, Nick?
What was I going to say? Oh, I don't know. I've got a little bit narrower of a foot. It's not narrow. It's just kind of like average.
Mm-hmm.
So almost all the Nikes, every Nike I have is a size 10. The Yeezys I have to go a half size up.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem because I don't buy Yeezys. One of these days, maybe.
Yeah, you're gonna get a pair and you're gonna be so stoked on.
I wish I could go back and find that company. It's in my email somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta buy those fake Yeezys, dude.
I found in my Bearskin email, my email, they sent me I got a link to this website that makes custom sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're definitely just rip-offs of like the most hype sneakers. So you can get like the Yeezy 350s.
But they're obvious fakes. They're like in colorways that never have existed.
Damn, dude, I didn't know you had to plug it a Supra. That's so sick.
You can get your logo like embossed because they're knit. They're like a knit, so you can get your logo in it. And I was like, oh my god, we need to get some size 10.
You should have asked with the sample.
The wall.
They probably get that question all the time, but it's like, how much is a sample pair? And they're probably like, yeah, we can do a sample pair for you.
$35.
No, I was going to say, like, if I were the factory, I'd be like, yeah, we'll do a sample pair, $1,000. I know that you're trying to get some customs. Like,
no, they do singles.
For $35?
$35.
That's super cheap.
Yeah. Does that make you wonder how much the markup that Adidas is putting on these things?
No, I would. If you can get a fake, I have them
for $35.
I have them. I've seen the materials that they're made out of. They're decent materials put together pretty well.
You hesitated there. I like that. You were like, they're really decent materials.
It's fucking cotton, dude. I mean, it's not like it's not like woven out of like the hair of a beautiful woman. Like, what the fuck do you think it's supposed to be?
It has to be a beautiful woman. Yeah. Based on your standards.
Yeah, yeah, beauty. like a mythical, like a goddess from an island out of a myth. Yeah.
That's the sneaker company that, like, what do you think those would retail for?
A lot.
Goddess hair, Yeezy fakes.
All the money. That
350s
seems
woven with.
Yeah.
With
I mean, in order to get away with that, then
women's
it's
hair.
Like,
is that problematic?
No, I think they donated their
different
hair.
Women's hair or just women's hair in general?
Women's hair in general.
Well,
is that
if I'm running the company, this is hair that was donated voluntarily. Like, they were like, that's an excellent fashion idea. I would love to donate my hair.
I want to keep going with this.
Yeah.
So you're starting this company.
I am. It's
how
a great idea.
Are you getting how are you recruiting these women for this?
How are you procuring your materials?
Your materials on this?
Probably just saying, hey, I've got this idea.
But what no. But yeah, that's not how. I mean, like, where are you finding them? On the street?
Dude, I don't know.
Tinder? Are we going Tinder?
No.
What?
No,
what
I want to find
Reddit?
some.
Like, so if I was like, hey, gun to your head,
It
you
would
need to
definitely
get
be. It would definitely be Instagram.
Instagram. Ooh,
or
Insta
TikTok.
models.
I've heard.
Now, would you put their?
There's a lot of hot girls on TikTok. I
Would
don't
you
do
put
TikTok.
their handles? To go back to the handles, would you put their handle
No,
on them?
I don't think I would, because I think that I would want to like not create a scenario where a lot of creeps just. I don't want to add more.
I think we passed that mile marker. Like,
I think the moment you're a hot girl on Instagram,
creeps
is part of your life, but I don't want to add to the creeps. You know, I want to be nice.
And
They're
is this
helping
going to be
me
like
grow my fashion empire.
right? And is it going to be like a profit share kind of situation?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have like 5 like not actors, like real models who donated their hair, and then the rest of it's gonna be coming from horses, dude. Like, come on, no one's gonna be donating their hair. Also, the one thing I was gonna say is we're having a lot of fun talking about this concept, but if post-divorce with Kim K, Yeezy actually came out with this, nobody would blink.
He would come out with like 7 shoes, just like 7 individual pairs of 350.
And they'd be like,
they would sell for $500,000.
And everyone would just be like, well, that's Kanye. He's really going through it right now.
Yeah. 100%.
Pain really does help facilitate genius, I guess.
They would probably come with a copy of Donda that was on a cassette for some reason. Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
And then he'd have to recall it so he could make edits to the songs that he already released. Yeah.
Wait, so that happened? I missed this.
No, this didn't happen, but if it did happen, you would do what you just did now, which is completely believe it.
Oh, no, hold on. No.
He
Kanye's released
it?
music and then taken it off
Oh,
and
yeah,
released
loads of
different
times.
versions of those same songs.
Yeah, he's like released it as a digital download or whatever, and then been like, no, never mind. And then like released it again a week later, and he was like, dude, it's fucking better now.
I mean, I feel like that's what most artists wish they could do.
Right, Kanye is a perfectionist.
Listen, everybody lost their fucking mind when George Lucas added CGI to Star Wars,
Right.
but when Kanye does it, we don't mind.
We're like, genius.
Because he's a genius.
Brilliant.
There's a couple songs that are better than the first one.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, which album did he do that?
Yeah,
was
which
it Life
He
of
did
Pablo?
that on Life of Pablo extensively because there was like the whole thing where he was like tweeting like, oh, I got to finish Wolves and I got to do this. It released and then he was like still talking about it. And he's like, I want to like change this. I want to do that. And then I remember like I logged on at Spotify one day. I listened to one of the songs and I was like, wait a minute.
Which song?
Like,
Which song was it?
There were I want to say there was like 2 or 3 songs. He really cranked up the God knob on one of them and brought in like what was that guy's
Gospels.
name? Keith not Keith Sweat. That'd be sick if Kanye made a Keith Sweat song. Anyway, he like
Kid Capri?
no, not Kid Cudi. Kid Capri too.
Well, what's fascinating to me is that we are in a time where you can do that. Because, like, you didn't buy his album. You just listened to it on Spotify or you listen to it on these platforms now. So it is a little indicative of the time because it's not like he like recalled.
Here's
all
my
of his
here's
old
my issue with
CDs.
it though.
Yeah.
Is that in reality, those earlier versions of those songs just disappear. If you want to do like
Totally.
a remix, that's how you do it.
Just do a remix.
Make
yeah,
12
I agree.
remixes to your own song. You can do like, hey, this is the 2024 remix, and I'm finally going to nail it this year. But I think it's kind of like disingenuous to release a song, have people potentially really like it, and then make changes to it. Like you wouldn't buy a painting, take it home, hang it on your wall, and then have
Like
the painter show up a year later and be like, bro, I wanted to add this tree in.
Can
like
you put another tree in?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely has the feeling of like a dude who's missed the deadline so many times that he's just like, I gotta put something out. Just like a guy who's in trouble with his boss, and he's just like, okay, here it is. It's not completely done, but I got like this part done. Let me just give it to him and tell him I'm still working on 6, 4, and 3.
I feel
And,
like it's the inverse of that. I feel like this is, instead of being like the person who's like scrambling, this is like I want to change that song. And someone's like, yay, you can't change it, dude. We already sent it to Spotify. It already has 12 million listens. And he's like, well, why can't I?
Yeah.
And
then
it's
like that.
But that makes me respect it more.
No, and this is what I'm saying. Like and I'm not really taking a stance. This is more of just kind of like me like observing the cloud instead of yelling at it. And I'm just saying like I am I'm intrigued by the ability to do this, and I'm
Right.
curious to see if this is going to be like a Kanye thing, or if you're going to start seeing different artists be like, you know what? That was mixed wrong, and instead of doing a remastered, I'm just going to correct the record on that song, and and I'm going to make the earlier versions go away. And when I say go away, like, this is partially because so much of music has gone to like a streaming platform.
Yeah, so like the thing you find on Spotify is whatever he wants the current one to be.
What if he just went back on all of his albums and like redid them? I'd be so upset.
Like, you couldn't find a streaming copy of like My
College
Beautiful Dark
Dropout.
Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like Good Morning.
Like,
if he was just like,
well,
no,
but
no,
I
we're
think this is what I'm
changing
talking
this.
about. Like, if it's fucked up to do that for an earlier album, why is it any different?
Exactly. Yeah.
And
That's
like,
a fair point.
I don't like it. I liked it. Like you were talking about like the George Lucas thing. You know what's fascinating is there isn't a there's only one type of digital copy of the original Star Wars movies. Do you know what
define what you mean by digital.
There's no DVDs.
Oh, you're talking about the Laserdisc.
There's a Laserdisc.
Yeah, if you want to
There's-
watch like the OG shit and
Yeah.
not have it on VHS.
And not on
yeah.
VHS. It's only on Laserdisc. Fun
What?
fact: my parents, my dad had a
So
Laserdisc,
is that like
and we
a
had it.
DVD, but sort of?
Did you?
Are you
No.
fucking with us right
experience
now?
or you've
I've
never heard of a Laserdisc?
Fully 10 years younger than you guys.
So Laserdiscs were like CDs.
Okay.
But they were like this
Record
fucking
size.
big.
okay.
Yeah, still shiny and all that shit.
Yeah,
So it was just a big ass CD
yeah.
Yeah.
because they hadn't figured out how to make it
And
smaller.
most movies you had to flip it halfway through.
Oh,
And
so
correct
it
me
was
if
like
I'm
a
wrong, because
record.
you had a Laserdisc
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
The ones that I had seen, how do you think you would load a Laserdisc into a Laserdisc player?
Well,
Laserdisc ever.
I would guess that it's like a record player, but instead of having a needle, it has a little laser.
How was yours? What was yours?
It was a giant tray.
giant tray?
You
Yeah.
remember
So
those
is it
CD,
like-
the multiple CD tray
Oh,
things?
okay. So
It was like
it
a
had
giant
that, but
one of those that
only
would
one.
come out, and then you just drop it in there. And then for the originals, you actually had to flip it. You had to like halfway through
it
the
didn't
movie, you
have
had
an
to
auto
get up,
flip or a.
and then you.
Yep.
So then we had a more advanced Laserdisc. It played both sides. So like it would play the first side A, and it would just
it
switch
would
the laser
rotate
to
the
the
laser
other.
to the other side or
Yeah,
whatever.
you didn't actually have to physically go up because
Wow.
they realized people didn't like doing that.
Yeah, people were like, we'd
We'll
already
just keep
been,
watching
We've
VHSs.
been doing this. Yeah.
Yo, they still had to do that shit on VHS.
The problem with it was
No, VHS
The-
you didn't have to turn over. You just rewind. We
Uh,
had them.
but there was a couple that you had to have too.
Oh yeah, when it was an extra long movie, they'd
Yeah,
be like,
like
"Oh, put in
Titanic.
tape number 2."
Titanic. It was a
Oh,
two-parter.
that's right.
Was
it
it a
was.
two-parter?
It was a two-parter.
I forget
Those are the
what
only
it
ones I can think of.
was. The
Gone-
Godfather. Was The
Yeah, I'm
Godfather
pretty
a
sure one of
two-parter?
those was a
Yeah.
two-parter.
Yeah.
They always had like the double stack boxes.
Yep. The
Oh, those things were silly.
the one annoying thing with Laserdisc, with our Laserdisc player, is it didn't really have a memory. So like if you stopped your movie and turned off the thing, came
you would
back a
have to
few
go
days
back.
later, you had to find it.
Did Laserdisc have a menu like a DVD?
I feel like it was different. No, it just played.
Yeah, no
Oh, okay.
chapters.
There
no,
were
like-
chapters.
Oh, there were.
There were chapters. You could switch you could go by track. So you could.
Like you could.
It'd be like
pop up
playing a
this and
CD,
you could
except
skip
you have
ahead
to-
to track.
Yeah,
8.
you have to skip to kind of where you
Yeah.
were, but like it didn't. If you turned off the thing and then turned it back on, it wouldn't go back to wherever you were.
Oh.
So you had to like kind of remember. You're like, all right, where were we in this movie? And I remember being stoked when DVDs did that. I was like, whoa, DVDs are way better than the Laserdisc.
I
When you-
remember really liking that aspect of DVDs, like, cause we got a DVD player like super late. We had a
Mhm.
tape player forever,
Mhm.
like until like 2008 is about maybe when we got a DVD player.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I didn't have a DVD player until
Really, 2008. I could see you could get away.
It was
with
like
it.
it felt late as shit. Like all
That's
my
pretty
friends'
late.
families already had them.
I think a lot of people that I knew got DVD players because it came with like a game system or something.
It was
Oh,
PlayStation 2
the
came
PlayStation
Yeah.
2 was
and that's when
a
everyone
DVD player, but
because we had a DVD
we
player.
must have had one before that then. But I remember they came out. They'd been out. My parents finally bought when they bought the VHS and DVD combo.
Oh yeah.
They still have it. It still works.
Dude, that thing is worth money now.
Is it?
Yeah. VHS player, like a good working VHS
Like a VHS
player.
player that works. You could flip for some cash.
They go for, I'm pretty sure they go for quite a bit because we're in this zone of like, they don't make them.
They don't make those anymore?
No, you can't
Nobody's
buy
making
a VHS
retro
player.
VHS players?
No.
There's no hipsters in Portland that are like, dude, we
No,
gotta
you have
watch
to
it
have
on
an original.
tape,
You have
dude.
to.
I don't. I'm
pretty
gonna look
sure.
into that. Not right this second, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something on like eBay
No.
and stuff.
I just searched on StockX to see if I could find
Yeah,
a
that would be
VHS
funny.
player, but no. Instead, I just found more Travis Scott shit.
That
would
makes
love
sense. Did
if
he
Travis
release a music video on fucking VCR tape?
No, that's what he did.
Oh my god!
What a dork.
I
Lowest
like
ass,
him
185
more.
bucks. I don't know if it's a music video. I don't know what. It might be
What
like
is
tour footage
Look,
or something.
I can fly.
Look, Mom, I Can Fly.
Oh, is that his documentary?
That might be his documentary.
There's no description, so yeah.
That's so funny.
Cool.
Somebody's willing to pay $90 for it.
Here's okay. Last thing about Laserdiscs,
Yeah.
and then we can move on.
Okay.
Something I did like about the Laserdiscs is like they're huge.
Yeah.
They're like giant art pieces, and so it's like looking at a movie poster almost. And I remember that being so cool, and they like opened up like a record.
Yeah, I
Like
did
there was
like
so like that was so cool. Just
Had
the
just
gatefold.
that alone.
the big sleeves that records come in.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dad has a big vinyl collection, and those are kind of fun. Those great big, like the cardboard sleeves with
Yeah.
all the shit. There's like all kinds of words. Sometimes I have a little paper with them that has the lyrics to all the songs.
Yeah, that's
Like that's kind of cool.
there's something cool about that like big tangible thing. Like
Mhm.
I have a very large DVD collection, and I haven't even. It's like covered in dust. It's
Yeah, DVDs are boring. It's a plastic case. Like there's never any information in there. It's one disc.
I got rid of all the cases and I put it into a giant like CD wallet
Oh,
when
okay.
I moved.
I might be eating some humble pie
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here because according to these people have an interest.
That's quite a website.
It said transfervideotapes.com. Shout out to you guys. They said that you can't. No one's produced VHS or VCRs since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's
I only know this because
I
my
s-
sister and I went in on one for my parents because they have all of our like home videos on that, and my mom and their VHS player broke, and my mom was like devastated because they can't watch any of them.
Mhm.
We have no way of watching.
so you guys had to go and buy a
Our
Holy
VCR.
moly!
How much?
Oh wow!
I
$250.
swear.
Refurbished DVD, video player, video cassette recorder combo unit. Toshiba SDV
Mhm.
396, $250.
I went
Wow.
in on a present a few years ago. That's the only
Bro.
reason I knew that. To get a refurbished one because theirs broke and nobody fixes it. There's only these like specialized people that you can send it to. to
Yo,
get it
these
fixed.
prices are out of control.
Isn't that crazy? Like
Holy
name some of the prices.
shit. Magnavox
They're all-
DV220 MW9 DVD player / tuner.
One of those
Oh, the
700.
MW9. That's
748,
the one.
749. We
Yeah.
are holy moly.
I told you.
Most of them are like $250 to $300 for what used to be like a $40 piece
yeah.
of garbage
Yeah.
that nobody wanted. Like the shit that just sat on the shelf at Walmart for 2 years.
I had
Nobody
a
was
VHS
buying
player
them.
in college, and I would go buy VHSs because you could get 3 for $1 at the thrift store, and it was like cool. I can watch cool old movies, and I actually had a huge VHS collection at
So
one point.
here's what I will say. Seems like there's a good collection of
Okay,
VCRs on eBay for like $50.
Okay,
Yeah.
But I feel like that's about right. I feel like if you were like, I need to get an 8-track player, and if someone
Yeah.
was like, yeah, they're going to be $50, dude, you got to get them on eBay, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, if I was looking for a cassette player right now,
Like, what do you think
I
a
would
original Nintendo sells for? Probably like $50 on eBay.
I would guess like
maybe.
a couple hundred.
I mean, there's
dude.
like some collectors.
Really?
I mean, if it's, I'm not talking about like new in box. Like,
yeah,
Oh, like a used Nintendo.
I mean, like, yeah,
entertainment
I think I
system.
got one of those in my parents' attic somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, $50 to $100. I
Probably
could see.
50.
Yeah, look
I
up
know that-
what an NES
I know that the
costs.
consoles have gone down in price. I want to say.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Maybe not.
$150, $200 with a pile of games.
Here's one.
Well, because
$100.
the fascinating thing to me with video games is a lot of those games are worth more because there's all of these new companies just making systems.
Yeah,
where
you can get
play-
repops.
Yeah, you can get these like repop cartridge. They can play the cartridges. You can play the games, but the thing that's not being made are the original cartridges. So those are not. They're not. Are they?
Well, there's companies that are making games and putting on
Oh,
cartridge.
that's cool.
So like they will develop a game. It is playable on a Nintendo.
Yeah.
You buy the cartridge from them. They're like $80.
Oh, okay.
And it shows up. It's like a little gray rectangle. You plug it into the thing. The big homie in town, Zan, Obese Chess on Twitter, he just got like, they make like high-end Super Nintendos now. Like he was like, I got this new Super Nintendo. I want to play like NBA Jam. And I looked it up. The shit is like a couple $100.
Show me. I want to see
Yeah.
this.
I'm going to try to
this.
find it.
This is well, because like I was looking at it. I was looking at like what my games cost because I have a Nintendo 64 still.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just looking at what the games cost as much as they did originally because they were like $65 for like Mario Kart 64. That's still what it's going for.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the one that he got off
So they're
rip.
like
It's an independent company. It has nothing to
Oh,
do with
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nintendo,
So
but they
somebody
just
basically they upgraded a Super Nintendo.
they like backward
They made 'em-
engineered it,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it's like, so now there's like 8-bit dough
Yep.
makes Bluetooth controllers. They have like the little thing that you can plug into it, so you can play your Super Nintendo with a Bluetooth controller. You don't need a cord.
that's rad.
There's this whole scene of like, like we want to make these playable on digital displays. Like that was a huge thing where old tube TVs did a lot of like, what's the best way to describe it? Filled in a lot of the gaps, right? If you look at like old 8-bit art, it's really pixelated and blocky. But if you watch it on a tube television or like a CRT, it looks good. If you watch it on a HD television,
Yeah.
it looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
fascinating. Okay.
some of the new machines, I think that they've incorporated like software,
like
like
an analog to digital type. of
yeah,
converter
like
thing?
anti-aliasing or whatever the hell it's called.
gotcha.
So it makes it look the way that it looked on your TV in your bedroom when you were a kid, but on your 60-inch TLC,
Cool.
like
Yeah.
or whatever.
These rich kids
plasma.
that had a TV in their bedroom. Must be fucking nice.
Did you?
No.
Oh, yo, let me see
We
if
had
I can
one
get
TV
money.
in the
Hold on.
house.
I got a TV later.
We
I just like
had
bought
one
it
of
from
those
a pawn
TVs
shop.
that had the plastic case. It had like a 20-inch screen with the the curved glass screen.
Mm-hmm.
Plastic case. It was like an old TV. My dad bought it. My dad bought that on September 11th. Like fucking
Like
9/11.
the set.
V1.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
one.
Right.
Yeah, like he was at Best Buy. He watched it go down, and
And
then
he was like,
just,
"Yep, I want that
and then
one."
he bought the one that was on sale.
I'm dying at the idea of your dad walking into Best Buy and they have like the wall of televisions.
Like, oh damn.
No,
this
like
is-
I swear to God, we went to Billings that day. We lived in Hardin at the time. We went to Billings to go shopping. One of the things we needed was a TV. Fucking my dad watches 9/11 at Best Buy.
And he's like, wow, the video quality on this is amazing.
I'll never
no,
forget.
he bought a Daewoo.
Daewoo.
They also made cars, I think, briefly.
for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daewoo, they dabbled in a lot of things. But they made a hell of a TV. That thing lasted like 20 years. It probably still works wherever it is. I think he garage saled it for like $5 a few years back.
I am spiraling right now at just like the you could make a short film of just like someone going to the Best Buy and just a normal day.
Yeah.
September
He probably
11th,
figured it was a
2001.
movie.
Yeah. I
What
guess.
James Bond movie is this?
Yeah, it's some new like Michael
so,
Bay.
That TV though that he bought on 9/11, that was the TV at my house until like literally like 2015 when they finally bought like a flat screen, like an HD TV.
Yeah,
And that was the only one. We didn't have any other TVs in the house. That was the TV.
yeah. I mean, that's such a Montana thing. That was me too. Like, we had one TV for the longest time. Then we got like a newer it was like flat.
Right.
But
I
still
had,
had
I
the
had the
big-ass
friends,
box and was
I had the
heavy.
friends where down in their basement, like him and his brother, they had their TV with all the game systems hooked up to it. Then
Yep.
up in the living room, there was like the family TV. And then his folks had their TV in the bedroom. I was like, these people. That guy was an engineer. That's part of why I got an engineering degree.
Maybe
this guy's got 3 TVs, dude. I want this life.
Maybe this'll get cool you off.
Oh, the
on,
dad
like,
was an engineer. Sorry. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, that's how he could afford a nice house with 3 TVs.
3
This guy was balling, bro.
a 3 TV household.
Holy
Dang.
shit.
1 bathroom,
Blew
but 3
my mind.
TVs.
No, multiple bathrooms. It was a lovely house. Really.
He had Billings like going nuts.
Dude, his kid had a trampoline.
Dude,
He had
I didn't have a
money.
trampoline. He had trampoline money.
he had $200 to burn.
I love when you think back on that
Yeah,
stuff
but
and they're
when
like,
I was
how
a kid,
much?
I had no concept of money. All I knew was big.
Right.
I was like, fucking big. Must be expensive.
Must be a lot
My
of
dad
money.
wouldn't
Must
buy
be
me one.
expensive.
My dad wouldn't buy me one. So I
Well,
was like,
and I
must be
shouldn't front.
expensive.
Like, I think $200 in like 1999 is like a lot more
like
than it is
$400
now.
now.
Yeah. Also, like I got it twisted because like I don't have kids. Like I have
Yeah.
a job. I have income.
Yeah.
So for me, I can absolutely impulse purchase shit and just be like, yeah, fuck it. Like
Yeah, I could
got it.
throw $400 at a trampoline if I owned a house with a yard for a trampoline.
I feel like a trampoline now is like 3. I bought a couple for
How
camp.
much are those springless ones? Because that's what you would get. You'd get the
Oh.
springless. They're way better.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm
way better.
no premium,
What
dude.
what's that brand
When
called?
I spring
Dude,
free,
I want stainless.
Spring free.
spring free.
They're like these carbon. They're like annoying as
carbon
shit.
fiber.
No,
dude. I
no,
want
no, no,
carbon
no, no.
fiber.
They're
What are they?
PVC,
PVC
piping.
pipes?
No, fuck that. What's the carbon fiber
What's
one?
There's no carbon. There's no weight reduction
what's
in
the?
trampolines.
I just
There
remember
should be.
putting those damn things on.
Yeah.
Was, like,
Someone
challenging.
dumb like me would pay
It's
extra
like a
money
whole
for
bunch
a
of
carbon
these-
fiber trampoline.
It's like a whole bunch of these things. They're like this. These
Okay.
little poles, and then like you like put it in the frame, and then you like have to push it in, and it clicks into the mat.
Yeah.
And there's
Oh.
no springs.
I think
okay.
when we were doing that, like early teens,
Yeah.
those were like $800.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like they're 1,000.
Now
But
maybe
they
they
probably
are.
Yeah,
are.
because I feel like Stevens has like 4 of them.
Well, he just started
And-
getting them for free.
Oh, I'm sure, because
Yeah.
his stuff just goes so viral. We have
Yeah.
a friend who just tramp skates for hours, and then they all go viral. I'm constantly seeing them from other places.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
sounds like if my dad had bought me a trampoline, I could have made a career out of it.
Well, yeah, you can
Dad,
get free
you
trampolines.
missed an opportunity.
Oh no, what I was gonna say about TVs, I did have one, but
Yeah.
maybe this will like kind of quell your accusations of
We'll
me
see.
like living like the high life.
Mm-hmm.
It did have a dial to change the
Like,
channel,
yeah.
and it maxed out at 11.
At 11,
So yeah,
you had
Yeah.
11 channels.
I had a. Oh, are
In
you
your room?
are you turning this around on me right now? Well,
Fucking
channel.
trying to be humble over there.
I mean, 2 and 3 weren't actual channels.
yeah,
3 was
sure
the video
they
game
weren't.
channel.
one
The
that you-
video game, that's the best channel. You were a kid.
I know. I just mean that was the one that the
That the-
Nintendo was on.
You
Like,
had a Nintendo in your room.
yeah,
Because
I
that's
did.
Yeah,
the
you're
thing
gonna
about
tell
these
me
new
that you didn't
systems is they
have it
have
easy?
HDMI, and the other ones they had like. Because I was thinking about that, I was like, could I even hook an original
Coax?
Nintendo? I don't think mine has a coax.
I think
They had-
my TV still has the plugs.
They
This
had
one for sure does.
RCA. You could get like an RCA plug for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The,
Oh,
like,
you just get the
the
three.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The colored cord.
No, the colorful ones. The multiple colors.
What do you mean those cords?
Those cords.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
uh,
All right. Let's wrap up. I want to talk about these sneakers a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I'm keeping with this. All right, Nick. I don't know if you said this. I think you kind of already did. But
Mhm.
are these going to be a pavement princess, or are we blowing the back out of them?
Well, I feel like it's not going to take a whole lot to blow the back out of these.
This like paper thin.
It's paper thin here. It's like kind of suede, light colored suede. So I feel like I'm going to wear these 9 times and they're going to be trashed. So I'm blowing the back out of them
Nice.
just by default. Because I am
Nice.
going to wear them.
Yeah.
They'll be good stage shoes, maybe.
Yeah,
They're
those are.
flashy and goofy. They're fun.
those look
They're
perfect
fun
for stage
fall
shoes.
colors, you know. Be seasonal.
You can sip your latte.
Yeah. I don't do
The
pumpkin
pumpkin
spice,
spice.
but I did go to Starbucks the other day. I go a lot. It's in my building, and they got a caramel crisp or an apple crisp macchiato.
I've heard about this.
Fucking fire, dude.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like it would be
Caramel?
bad,
Sounds like my teeth would hurt.
Apple crisp macchiato. Brush them after. Apple crisp macchiato. Highly recommended.
Is there coffee in it?
Yeah, 100%. It's a macchiato.
I know, but it's like I feel like coffee, apple,
It's a sugar
caramel.
bomb
I can see.
coffee.
Yeah.
It's like every flavored like latte or whatever.
with-
It's a pile of sugar with some coffee.
Yeah.
But it tastes good.
Let's not talk too much about coffee because I'm actually going to spring like a surprise
Yeah.
thing on you that I didn't think about until now.
Mm.
Let's do like a quick like 5 minutes on a new shoe that just dropped.
Ooh, yes. Let's do it.
This is not going to come as a surprise, I
Okay.
think, to either of you. It's some skate shit.
Okay.
Are y'all familiar with the new Quarter Snacks Dunk that is
I'm not.
has come out?
I might have seen it.
Bring it up.
So for those
And then
of you,
move it over to this TV when you do.
Yeah.
so Quarter Snacks is a skateboarding website out in
Right.
New York, New York.
Ooh,
New
yeah.
York.
So yeah, these are out, and actually we'll just go
Oh, with
straight
the
to the
zebra?
StockX. Yeah, so Quarter Snacks is
Ooh, I
rooted
like it.
in just like the Little Debbie's, like all the shit you buy at the bodega.
Oh, dude, I like Little Debbie.
So they did the zebra cake print
those
on
are
this
good
one.
Awesome.
snacks.
Mm-hmm. And so they
Good
came out with
cakes.
these, and there's some really cool like. They do this cool shit where like it's all the homies. So their ads are just like Meatball from New York and some other dude. They have like a bunch of posters that are up in the city right now. But like, so first impression, I'm curious, where are y'all landing on these?
Oh, I love these, but I'd want to skate them.
That's fine.
Like I
mean,
really
they're
like
dunks.
these. These are totally like this is such a Bjorn in high school. Like I would rock or after or in college. Like we just roll up to the park wearing these with like a matching vest.
These definitely feel like the type of shoes that like Nike SB dunks are supposed to be. Like
Yeah.
wacky, goofy collabs.
Well, let's look at this one's all funny for some reason. This is another Quarter Snacks dunk that they did a while ago.
It's just black with a gray swoop.
Yeah,
Yep,
and a gum
real
sole.
simple, nothing
No.
too wild. They've had a couple shoes. This was the blazer that they did.
See,
It's just navy blue.
it's got a tiny swoosh on it.
Oh, we don't get the rotating feature on this one. It's got
Leather
Quarter Snacks on the
laces.
back. They've always been like pretty subdued. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I like the zebra one. I think that's the most fun one that I've seen so far. 'Cause
Yeah.
that one's like exciting.
I want to say,
I
yeah, those
just,
are all plain. Those are all plain. Yeah, we'll go back to these.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite. I do like this a lot. So are they gonna do like other snacks?
I
just
mean,
this
at
one?
the time, no. This is just. It
They're
seems
not
like
gonna do a Twinkies and a
They've-
ho-hos and a ding
well,
dongs.
Yeah,
Let's,
well, the
uh,
ho-ho's like fuzzy, or like the snowball.
Do you guys know what the?
snowballs,
Do you know about the Quarter
Looks like
Snacks
coconut.
logo guy?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring this up real quick.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, it auto-filled
yeah.
the quarter. Okay, so that's clever. I like that. It's like a bodega thing, so it's like themed like the.
So I don't know if they're gonna have. Oh, interesting.
So they do. Do they do like a drop on their site and then that's it?
So no. So those are gonna be like you can get them in shops. This was always like their. Let me see if they have it in not. Yeah, the better version. That's like the logo or like their little like mascot Snack Man.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But Quarter Snacks is like now turning into a like borderline streetwear
Yeah.
clothing site.
Okay.
They make stuff. They really only sell in like skate shops that they like, pretty much. And
So are they kind of like Supreme was 20 years ago?
no, they're
30 years ago?
Supreme has always been like a shop, right?
Supreme is like one shop in New York.
Yeah, Supreme was like just a shop in New York, and they just blew the fuck up.
Yeah, didn't
Quarter
like,
Snacks is
didn't,
like-
the guys from Wu-Tang start wearing Supreme in like 96 or some shit, and then
In
it
the
just blew
90s,
up.
Supreme was just like cool shit in the city, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like a worldwide phenomenon or
Mhm.
anything like that. It was just like, yeah, a lot of cool people fuck with Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot more like kind of skate oriented. Now like they do a lot of skate stuff, but Quarter Snacks has always just been this dude Costa in New York who writes about skateboarding, writes about New York skateboarding. He had like a spot directory that really kind of like made it pretty kind of notable, and I would say that he did a lot of writing and found a lot of writers to write for the site and did like re-edits of people's parts. It was just like, it was like a skate nerd website. Like you go there and it wasn't like looking at like Thrasher, or it wasn't like looking at any of the existing like quote unquote journalism outlets for skateboarding. It was like a skate nerd and skate nerds talking about skating. And it was like lighthearted and fun, and they don't take themselves too seriously. Now there's other companies like Dime up in Canada. It's kind of like on the same wave. Quarter Snacks, I'm not going to say that it's directly responsible for it, but like there's a company Alltimers that like is also playing in that kind of like streetwear, like quirky skate brand realm. But my understanding is that the dude who runs the site has either used to work for Nike back in the day. He's really good at lining up partnerships. So like he connected Quarter Snacks did shit with Levi's back in the day, like way before really any skate companies were like going for those like non-endemic either partnerships or like collaborations. So I'm just glad that they're still doing shit with them, because Quarter Snacks is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
I really like that.
But it seems like
I'm not mad at those. I'll go for them when they drop.
They are. Yeah, I don't know.
They're definitely not out. They're not on the. They're not on the app yet.
Huh.
Yeah, and I think they just like, again, this is a thing like for me, this is absolutely like a little wilder than I think I would normally go.
But it's done well. And it is wild,
clean.
but like I think it's kind of fun. I like it. I definitely.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
I'll definitely try to snag a pair of those if I can.
Releasing exclusively at skate shops, so it's not going to be in the app. So you're gonna have to go. It said,
location.
Wait,
it said it was released.
18th was in the past, so it's out already.
A couple days ago.
Yeah. That was Saturday.
Yeah.
That's why they're on StockX right now.
Never mind.
Well, you can get them off StockX for $220.
I'm not spending $200.
You might be able to get no,
not now.
locally.
Nike SBs are selling out everywhere day of release.
Yeah.
There's no way that those are still on a shelf.
Well, because people can just resell them on StockX for
when
$200.
you can double your money just by
I know that.
skateboard shop, then it's not sitting.
I will say this real quick. I like the fact that they went with like the
Black Sole.
Well, it's like the white taping on the outside and then the black sole. I got no problem with that. I think it's sick.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it. I'm not mad at it.
Generally, I'm not a big fan of like all black sole, but
yeah, that's cool. Thanks for exposing us to that one. I'll have to go for it.
All right, Bjorn, you want to wrap?
Yeah, I'll take us out of here. Hey, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks Terry behind the ones and twos. I don't know. What are you behind on the ones and twos?
Yeah, it's basically writing shit down and talking into a third mic that's off screen. Yeah.
Make sure and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We have new episodes every Wednesday. Thanks.